Hey everybody, it's Wolvash. Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Alright, we are in a creepy old bookstore, which, if we don't learn something here, then what are we here for? California and Alaska. He's got 7 copies of California and Alaska. Don't know what that's for. But we gotta learn some medical knowledge here. We gotta learn some occult knowledge. If we don't get that, then this is a wasted trip.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
In the bookstore? The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it told the truth. It holds the truth. Excuse me. All right. This pastor holds some kind of story. Darkwater History by Henry Campbell. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. 17th with an E? That's... never seen that before. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. I love gathering all this information, knowing how it could play into a future interaction or conversation. Let's check. What is this? This looks like... Oh, that's an ink refill. Ink refill. Oil refill. There's never enough skulls in my bookstore. They're always understocked. Darkwater History Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all of the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. That's the Leviathan. Because now we know that the Shambler is a very different thing. Okay, nothing else interesting in here? I thought for sure there'd be something in there. Alright. This place isn't drowning in riches like I thought it would be. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that it is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together its collection. So, what does that mean for me? How's my medical going? Still a 32% amateur. My goodness. Biology and mythology, right next to each other. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. Alright, you know I'm going to check again. It was at 30, I was at 32, now I'm at 34. 2% per book? Oh yeah, we're never going to get that leveled up. It's hard to be a doctor. It's hard to be a doctor from finding manuscripts laying around. Should be a school for it.
What happened here?
Uh-oh.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
This broken part?
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Pretty amateur to just shove your arm through the glass all the way to the shoulder. What is this?
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Is it because it's a big foot? Is that why you're making the tall assumption? I don't know how you would tell from that.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
If it's the same burglar that shoved his arm through the plate of glass, yeah, he was hurt. Oh, we got lots to look at here.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
A bad thief.
What killed all these animals?
A bad thief. And you say animals, what are those? Roaches don't count as animals.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
It's the star symbol from the sanitarium.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Blast it. Ooh!
Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins.
That's what it was for. It was a revocation.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
And we can't get to it? Are we corrupted now? Okay. Oh, oh.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay. New clue, the burglary. We'll check it out in a second.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered. Even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If, by chance, a person, or should I say genius, this guy is really up on himself, isn't he, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of the Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor suffer from your actions. Okay, so, they just put a lot of burden on us, because if we don't solve this, then we're apparently stupid. So, Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of the human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. If you have a strong heart or a detachment proper to doctors, to consult its pages. Nothing there.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
The Key of Relay. I don't know how to pronounce this. I know that it's from the Cthulhu mythology. It's a city under the sea, but I don't know how you say it. So I'll say it wrong, I'm sure. I'm going to say Relay. Relia? Oh, really? This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. I can't read right now. It remains to be seen whether he knows the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay, definitely try. More
Is
sleeping pills?
everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
No, because we're taking them all. Alright. So we've got this. It's a 3-digit code. We've got to look around his office for some jars, he said. Oh my goodness. We'll check there in a second. Let's make sure there's nothing else floating around before we start digging into that plethora of information we're going to have to sort out. Ooh, what's this? What's this?
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
Nice.
I should perhaps listen to them.
We should. Of course, we got to go back to... what's his name? Sanders' house to do that. Alright, we got like a dozen books in here.
Arkham editions. Never heard of them.
Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Corpus Hermeticum, written by Hermes Trismegistus. Wow. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esoteric. Yeah, we got that.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
Aurea Linda, an ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet was derived from the Frisian language. Okay.
Arkham editions. Never heard of them.
You're going to say that every time, aren't you? Prophecies, a collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
The Key of Solomon, a book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits based on L.W. de Lawrence's original.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
Massa di Requiem per Shuge, opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Cietti Brodighera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
Arkham editions. Never heard of it.
So you keep telling me. Isis Unveiled, a book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical movement, written by Helen Petrovna Blavatsky. I've heard that name before.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Azathoth and Other Horrors, a collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby. Pickman, that's another Lovecraft thing. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Alright. So these things have something to do with this lock. I'm fairly sure. Let's check our documents here. Pierce, how we doing there, buddy? We got 6 CP again? Time to bump something up. Let's go for Hidden Spot. We're an expert at finding these things. Medicine. Oh, we're almost at halfway point. Occult still doing pretty good. Psychology we'll work on next after we do Hidden Spot. Once again, must validate. Okay. Sanity. Meet the Shambler. Did we talk about this already? It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovered the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Look at our sanity. We're about halfway down now. Pierce finally managed to send the shambler back into the painting using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Lovely. Darkwater, nothing new there. New places. The Sanders residence, the Sanders house in all shades of red and in gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works, defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget it. And the Nameless Bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol, which we're trying to sort out. Dagger of the Ancients. This is how we took out the painting. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the Elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Painting of the Shambler. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I'm not sure. I'm not sure either, to be frank. Alright. Talked about the key to the Elder sign. The burglary. Nameless Bookstore's burglar came through the door a bit further. Some knocked over objects allow the trail to be followed into the back room. There, the mess next to the safe confirms the person's aim. However, there is no material evidence to support my hunch as to the identity of the burglar. Charles Hawkins did indeed appear to me, as well as the star symbol on the door of the safe. I cannot determine if the presence of Sarah Hawkins in my projections is the result of the unconscious work of my mind or whether it proves that the case obsesses me. And, yep, we're figuring that out later. But right now, what we need is... that's the Sarah Hawkins file. That's Charles Hawkins facing off against Sarah and his daughter. We know that part now. We need... We need to figure out his instructions again. Okay. Okay. Each cylinder is each cylinder? Drake cylinder 1, 2, 3. Ah. Let's go back. This is our knowledge of medicine and the occult in here. So, back to clues. Okay. Wise with my safe. The clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders. So we have to take these cylinders. It has nothing to do with the books. We have to listen to the cylinders first. And then come back here. Interesting. Is there a phonograph I can listen to in here? Yes! Sweet! Alright, we'll listen to cylinder 1 first.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
That's the first one, huh?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so we've got to figure out the... Oh, almost on my controller. Got to figure out the messages in this thing, how they coordinate to differing numbers on the dials. The third one was easy because he talks about the Arkham editions.
I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research.
Azathoth and Other Horrors was Volume 9.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, we're looking for it.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Okay. So that's...
What did Drake say about this collection?
I don't remember. But that's the one we want to pay attention to. We also want to look for any other things that might have become illuminated since then. Because he mentioned drops and gold and things like that. White Queen. So we're going to see if there's like a chessboard around that we missed. Because I think those things are going to play into how we decode this stuff. See, there's the White Queen.
The Queen has little protection.
Alright. And...
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Drops on the gold. Okay, so let's go listen to them one at a time. First.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions,
Okay,
Henry.
red drops.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to...
The Chalice of Knowledge.
We want to know how many we've got. So let's start with that big crack right there. We're looking at the drop that we're starting with is in that set of cracks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 total.
Know its secrets.
So let's go set that first dial at 5. Alright. Now the second one has to do with the chessboard. So we need to listen to that clue again and figure out how that interacts.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows.
So the number of white pieces...
We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, there's 3 white pieces on the board besides the queen. So we will say that second number is 3. And the third one is 9. Let's say 3 and 9, because it was volume 9. That might be too on the nose, but... Okay. 5, 3, and 9. Got it. I'm a genius, according to Algernon Drake. What is this? Whoa, where'd those scars come from? Did he always have those and I overlooked it? Oh, it's the eye. It's the eye that we saw in the squid monster. Oh, more squids. Oh, wow. Okay. That was that. Chapter 8, Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted to the detective, when he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Was that the Necronomicon? Because freaking cool if that was the Necronomicon. Though, you know, confessions made. My Necronomicon experience is not from Lovecraft. It is from good old Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead. That's my Necronomicon. All right, come on. Astral project faster. Let's go.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do.
What?
I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Okay. Let's, has he been drugged?
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Possession? I don't know.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
Tell me about his symptoms.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid.
That's called dying.
I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will.
Alright, let me see, no, where's he from?
I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Of course I do. Let me, tell me about his file.
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
Really now? Alright, well I know enough about
That'll
this.
do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Let's examine him and find out.
Very well. I'll examine him.
I'm a doctor. I should know more about medical stuff at this point.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Ew, like suckers on a squid?
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Like a squid?
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
There's something in his belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Ah, that would be
Whatever
silly.
it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
He's pretty dehydrated.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion.
What?
But that doesn't explain his condition.
Okay, well, what about his sticky limbs?
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Like
Yes.
squids.
They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Oh, this is gross.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
He's mutating into a squid.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
That's stupid.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've never seen anything like this. You're turning him into a monster.
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Yeah, it does seem like you're
Your
having fun
reaction
with this.
does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
You threatening me? You turn me into a squid?
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Hidden files are proof.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
You just stay here and lube up the squid man. Okay, let's consult our diary real quick. Actually, we don't really have much of anything new, it looks like. Pierce is out of the picture, because even though supposedly we are Pierce in someone else's body, I'm assuming this is a flashback of what occurred while we were in the hospital? I could be wrong, but I don't know yet. Oh, what's this?
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we will go ahead and stop right here. And as Dr. Marie Colden, we will pick up exploring this later because we're going to go find some files to see why Pierce is going all squishy on us. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this. This is kind of cool. I like that they're playing this out as a mystery. I don't think this would have worked any other way. All right, so next time, Call of Cthulhu. We keep exploring. Till then, take care.